Kiss getting killed, sir. Yes, sir. Again, blue name talking about agent. I know we do our third video. This ain't nothing new. Yeah. Now, it say why Jeremy Lin is banned from the NBA. I don't know. Because after a few years, who did he play like? He won't play the same. Think the NBA player? You think the NBA want a player that went from being shit to going up overnight and then just doing the same basic shit over again? That right there was insanity. Insanity happened because I forgot what happened. And I wasn't he playing on the Lakers at the time? Or he was.
Where were you on February 4th, 2012? I was watching an undrafted player I had never heard of drop 20 points, leading my Knicks to a win.
I forgot who he was playing with. I think Jeremy Lin played for the Lakers before with Kobe. Cause him and Kobe had like a little something going on, like a little. I can't even get the words up my damn mouth. Disagreement.
Of dropped 25 points, leading my Knicks to a win. To the rim, foul. Jeremy Lin was a nobody. And just as important, he didn't look like your average NBA player. An Asian American that was playing like a star game after game. And Linsanity was born. The most talked about celebrity in sports. But now, Lin is out playing in Taiwan. Because even though he wants to play in the NBA, Jeremy Lin has been blacklisted. Bam. The guy that waved off Kobe Bryant. It's 6.
Didn't I say that? This is the reason why. You don't brush off Kobe Bryant.
Kobe pointing, now setting the screen. Shot clock at 2. Lin has to heave and buries it.
A player that won the chip with Toronto in 2019, Lin said,
because I feel like in some ways the NBA is kind of giving up on me.
That players called him coronavirus and later said that big dreams risk big heartache after no other team gave him a chance again.
I ain't gonna lie, comparing him to coronavirus is wicked. Like, how do y'all niggas play? Like, y'all probably worse than him. The fuck? I ain't gonna talk shit about somebody and y'all play the same way. Like, people that be talking the most shit be reporters and shit. But y'all don't even play the game of basketball, so bro, I would what? Your ankles would be gone if you would have tried to come across me, bro. Lost in the sauce. So brand new shoes and brand new shoes got no knees. Brand new shoes ain't got no ankles. Yeah.
He was just dominating in the G League in 2021, yet no one called. But why? What really happened to Jeremy Lin? I'm gonna outline what exactly went down, the 3 problems throughout his career, and the dark secret the NBA doesn't like to talk about. Starting with how everyone ignored him. What is up, dudes, that's Ballers Players? It's your boy MJ. Kobe Bryant said, if you can go back and take a look, his skill level was probably there from the beginning. But no one ever noticed. And that was the first problem in Lin's career. No one saw Lin as a basketball player. But the story isn't new, according to him. It's been happening throughout his basketball career, starting from high school, Lin was chosen as California's Player of the Year in 2006 when he led Palo Alto High School to a state championship, a feat that would have easily helped any typical high schooler capture some sort of athletic scholarship, but he didn't get any. Lin said,
I think the obvious thing is, in my mind, is that I was Asian American, which, you know, is a whole different issue, but I think that was a barrier.
And at Harvard University, he heard more racist slurs than in the...
God damn. Why is Harvard like that, bro? This is the reason why people don't go to them high-ass schools. Them fucking rich kids and shit go to Harvard. Motherfucking thinking they could just say anything. Yeah. I found the right black person to goddamn get in Harvard. He can fuck that niggas up. Talking about some most racist slurs in college. The fuck is wrong with Harvard? I want dead go to Harvard. Nope. That weak ass school.
NBA. One being, hey, can you even see the...
That motherfucking basketball team some shit. No cap. When was the last time Harvard won a ring?
Scoreboard with those eyes? But the NBA would be worse for different reasons. Still, when Lin was playing against Cornell, his teammate told his coaches that they were calling Jeremy a the whole first half. In Lin's own words, I didn't say anything because when that stuff happens, I go and ball up. Where I go into turtle mode and don't say anything and just internalize.
You know, I would have just started punching niggas. I ain't even gonna hold you. Talk shit about me if you want to. Show ass up. No cap. The fuck? Man, you need to stand your ground, folks. That's your problem. You should have been telling niggas like, bro, I don't say nothing about y'all when y'all be missing y'all wide open free throws and shit. Garbage ass nigga.
Everything. Man, this is just sad to hear about. Since 2005, there's only been one player drafted from an Ivy League school, aka the Harvard, Yale, Princeton. So Lin was already fighting an uphill battle, not being given fair opportunities, which he should have got in high school, and he didn't get drafted. But that didn't stop him from overcoming his first obstacle, getting into the NBA.
Could give Jeremy Lin his first NBA basket, and he does!
In 2010, he got on the Mavericks Summer League team and gave #1 pick John Wall the work. 11 fourth quarter points. Lin was a crowd favorite, and he ran with it.
Tell me he gave John Wall buckets and y'all still ain't get this nigga a shot. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, this just like I know the NBA be hiring or recruiting anybody. Like, they don't give a damn. Like, bro, who do y'all be drafting? Some of these niggas that y'all be drafting be some whole ass shit. Like, garbage, like disposal juice, like, the fuck?
Lin, he's going to be an NBA crowd favorite.
It wasn't just the Mavs that were interested in Lin, it was also a couple other teams, including the LA Lakers, but ultimately signed with the Warriors. But even with this excitement, Lin wouldn't really get much of a chance. He only played in 29 games, 9.8 minutes a game behind a young Stephen Curry and Monte Ellis. He was more playing in the NBA.
Yeah, you won't start no Curry or Monte Ellis. Them niggas nasty.
D-League and then got waived. He signed with the Rockets, but got waived again before the next season started. The Knicks gave him his last shot in 2011, but again, more garbage time minutes, no responsibility, 2 minutes here, a DNP there. Lin's career was coming to an end. That was problem number 2. No one had faith in Lin. In his own words, that was going to be it for me. My agent had actually called me before the game and said, if you don't play well, tonight will probably be your last last game in the NBA, and the Knicks were struggling, especially without Carmelo. On January 28, 2012, the Knicks would lose, failed to reach 90 points for the 5th time in 7 games, but Lin played 20 minutes, scoring 9 points and 6 assists, and maybe that was enough, because Coach Mike D'Antoni was looking for a spark. And on February 4th, he would go to Lin off the bench in the first quarter. And by the second, Lin was balling out. He ended the game with 25 points, 7 assists, 5 boards.
Y'all see them numbers, bro. Man, he's getting more points than your average favorite player, bro. 20-something points. What? This is crazy.
In a win. He might have small, but he was big on the court.
Puts it up, puts it in. Jeremy Lin.
In the next game, he dropped 28 points and 8 assists in another win.
Then the next game after that, he dropped another 20-something points. What? See, the NBA, that's the only problem. They didn't want to hire no Asian player. But that's the thing, buddy. Asian too. So if I was to get on the court, I would want y'all niggas to show me some damn respect. You know what I'm saying? No fucking way I'm out there ball out in the game, and all I keep hearing is, "Oh, he trash, this and that. Your mama trash."
And dunking on the Wizards, playing on par with John Wall, and another win. He had it all. Acrobatic finishes, poised playmaking, fading jumpers, being clutch.
Flips it up. Chandler keeps it alive. Lin has to put it up.
The world was losing it. A star out of nowhere. But what happened next made Lin a household name. The Knicks...
Buy now and get a double the sales tax discount. Plus...
I want to hear this copyright ass shit. And I know they're going to play another one. Skip. The fuck?
Would play Lakers. When asked about Lin, Kobe Bryant said,
"What is this kid? Yeah, I've heard about him and stuff like that, but I don't know what is he been doing? He's getting like triple doubles."
Would you consider guarding him if he's having one of those games?
Jesus Christ.
Well, Lin said,
I was like, man, that's hella annoying.
And Lin comes out firing, jumper after jumper, including this up.
And on his feet again.
And Kobe was cooking Shumpert. You know, the iconic
fourth quarter starts, and Kobe said, "You had a great game." I swear I looked at the clock like, it's 12 minutes, what you talking about? The man come down, you remember he came, shot fake, threw it off the glass, caught it, threw it to the corner. I'm like, bro, what you on? Get to the spot, shot fake, spin, pivot over here, spin back on the foot, drop it off the glass. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
While Kobe was going off in the fourth quarter, Lin was right there with him, and the crowd was going crazy. I remember watching this live and just losing my mind as my 2 favorite teams were going at it. Kobe ended the game with 34 points, 10 boards. Lin with 38 points.
Come on, bruh. You told me the NBA ain't keep this dude, bro. Man, if Kobe was here still today, and he seen this video, this man would be disappointed in the NBA. I promise. Look, bro. He'll probably be like, this man has so much potential. 38 fucking points. And y'all still ain't re-sign this man? Man is going out in the G League. Overseas. Man, y'all better look at this man's resume. NBA they just want tall people. Tall, strong people. Like, but not everybody can be fucking 6 feet and up.
7 assists and the win. Kobe knew who Lin was after his game and would eventually become teammates, but we'll get there. Lin still had an iconic game winner 2 games later against the Raptors. The Knicks won 6 in a row. Yet even during this, there were racist headlines like in the armor or Jason Whitlock making there were racist headlines like in the
No more. I'm guessing y'all know that word. Another word for Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is up with all this hostility? Like, I come cook y'all ass. I nigga gonna be goddamn Saudi here.
armor or Jason Whitlock making an Asian dick joke? What?
Then you got this nigga right here. Like, bro, who was you? Have you even played basketball? Because if you did, I'm pretty sure you was trash. Like, bro, just look at your forehead, bro. That motherfucker look like a damn hammer. Thor then took your head off and put it on a stick and got there and started hitting the ground with that motherfucker. That's why that motherfucker be thumping.
And that man's still out here as a national sports analyst, but my last video about how the NBA is messing up just got age restricted and demonetized. This don't even make sense.
That is blasphemous!
But when Carmelo came back from injury was when the same problems resurfaced. Mike D'Antoni was perhaps the only one who had faith in Lin and wanted to run the offense through him. But Melo wanted the ball on the wing, so he started to show less effort at practice and went to the owner. Lin would average 18.5 points, 7.7 assists, but tear his meniscus right before the playoffs. He was a restricted free agent, which meant the Knicks could sign him no matter what. And the Knicks owner James Dolan said they would match up any offer.
More than 3,000 games can be unlocked
Hey,
in your browser.
that's the problem. That coach ain't had no faith in him the whole time.
Offer up to $1 billion. But when the Rockets offered him a poison pill deal, 15 mil in the third year, backloaded, the Knicks, who had already fired Mike D'Antoni, didn't match it, and Linsanity was over. What happened to matching up to $1 billion? The Rockets had Yao Ming, now had another Asian household name to be a star. So Lin had his own team to prove himself. Right? Wrong. Because even the Rockets didn't have faith. 4 days before the season started, they also traded for James Harden and made him the focal point of the offense, leaving Lin to figure out how to fit without the ball in a Harden-dominant offense. It was an awkward pairing, and while Harden got the full green light to go crazy, Lin struggled. He averaged 13.4 points and 6.1 assists playing all 82 games. But his skill set was being wasted. In fact, Lin wanted to stay with the Knicks, but they never even offered him a contract. 2 years later, the Rockets would trade Lin in a salary dump to the Lakers. Lin got his opportunity to play alongside Kobe on a struggling Lakers team. Be part of the practice, and the moment we all remember is the time he famously waved Kobe on and splashed an off-balance three. And, oh yeah, not fouling.
Foul. So he says, okay, you're not going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh!
He then played a season for the Hornets in which he got solid minutes and a crazy hairstyle.
What the hell?
It was enough to sign a 3-year, $36 million deal with the Nets. And it was exciting. Linsanity back in New York. Lin would have a good start to the season before getting hurt again with hamstring injuries, then kept putting up some really good games. Starter level production averaging 14.5 points and 5 assists. But next season, Lin would rupture his patella tendon in the first game and be out for the rest of the season. The Nets traded him to the Hawks, then to the Raptors, but regardless of what uniform he put on, Lin was always productive. Certainly more than productive enough to stick around on a roster for longer than a season. He never averaged fewer than 11 points. But now it's been 4 years since Lin was seen in an NBA uniform. But why? According to Lin, he had a bad 12-game stretch with the Raptors and the NBA gave up on him. In his own words, so you gotta think for me, after playing 9 years in the league, I would expect like, okay, I have a reputation, people know what I can do, but I was pretty surprised at just how fast people were like, okay, he's done. And just like that, Lin was out of the NBA. Problem number 1 and number 2 still exist even now. People really don't view him as a basketball player and have him on such a short leash. He nearly has to be perfect just to get what he deserves. But all this is caused by problem number 3, racism, which is related to the dark secret I'm about to walk you through because, to Lin, it caused his rock bottom, saying, it's so hard when you don't look the part. You have to do everything right when you don't look the part. And even then, that might not be enough. There is no room for error. You might think that with Lin's injury history, maybe there's some sort of justification, especially with hamstring issues and knee tears. But he played 74 games in the last recent season, and he showed everyone that he could still hoop because after being unable to land under a contract anywhere, Lin took his talents to the Chinese Basketball Association in August of 2019, and immediately showed that he was still good enough to play in the NBA. You know those Shanghai Shark memes? Well, Lin was living it and dominated, averaging 22.3 points, 5.6 assists, and 5.7 rebounds before COVID struck. Lin could have stood pat and signed a multi-million-dollar extension to continue in the CBA for the 2020-21 season. But he rejected that huge deal knowing that he could use this momentum to get signed in the NBA again. So he got signed to the Warriors G League team for the 2020 season and proved once again that he could hoop at the next level, averaging 19.8 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 6.4 assists with the Santa Cruz Warriors. Literally one of the best players in the G League, but he couldn't escape the stigma that everyone has for him. Another G League player called him coronavirus while they were facing off, literally as the—
How you gonna call somebody coronavirus when you're some shit? You're on a G League team, my nigga. It was not good. If you was good, you would have made it to the NBA. But look, you're not. You're still in the G League. Probably averaging 10 points a game. You scrub ass nigga.
The outbreak was still an issue. Lin felt that he more than proved he's an NBA player with his performance. But no one called again. Lin said not the coaches, not the players, not the commissioner, all who he was talking to, no one was willing to pull the trigger. There was a whole HBO documentary on Lin's sanity, and he still couldn't get any interest from the NBA. If a 40-year-old Joe Johnson got the call from Boston in 2021, why not give Jeremy Lin a shot? Especially after he had just proved his worth in the G League. Oh, but that's just one of the barriers Lin was talking about. If you've ever heard how NBA media and players think about international players, this shouldn't surprise you. We've heard xenophobic comments throughout the past couple of years.
Talking about Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets is not good for ratings, folks.
And that's the NBA's dark secret. Statements that Giannis could never be the face of the league because no one can pronounce his name. What the? Calling Jokic a tub of lard.
What?
And failing to promote international players to the same extent as quote-unquote homegrown players.
And look, the people that be saying that shit, all reporters, people that don't play basketball, people that don't even know the game. They just want to goddamn have debates on who better. Oh, MJ or LeBron. Oh, Ja Morant or motherfucking Zion Williamson. Like, the fuck? Stop trying to compare these people. It's great in their own way.
In fact, the NBA has an obsession for homegrown athletes.
Speaking of Zion and Ja Morant, it's funny how they just put them in the video.
homegrown players. In fact, the NBA has an obsession for homegrown athletes. Lin technically fit that bill, but when he would travel for AAU, he would get called racial slurs because basketball culture isn't accepting of players who don't look like them. Lin had to continuously break stereotypes about Asians not being good at basketball. And while the NBA capitalized economically on Jeremy Lin and his
That's just like saying white men can't jump.
name, they failed to actually make meaningful steps to get rid of the negative perceptions about Asians. But I always try to tell as it is, so subscribe if you want more, especially since YouTube is trying to age restrict me now. 1 million subs might be just enough to start the right conversations. So while Lin Sandy was perhaps one of the best basketball stories in the history, Jeremy Lin became another heartbreaking story. In 2021, Lin said his chase back to the NBA was officially over and said, when I add all of that up, I would say race has a role to play in that. I just don't know how big, but you know, my gut is that race definitely had a role to play. So long story short, we need to be better. The all notification on channel goes to Bingus Bobus III Jr. Alright, thanks for the all-day support. If you want to know why the NBA is going to fail, there's a video right here. And if you
Kobe was right about James Harden, but the NBA ignored it. Oh yeah, we watching that. Hold on, let me go ahead and upload this one. Go ahead, get it to the light. Kids again, stand up. Yes sir, yes sir. Clutch double on name time on. Y'all know what we do after every video. This ain't nothing new.